I listen to all you prize fighters who don't want to meet defeat.
I am Meredith Oldenrod, and you are wrong. In the last installment of this internetical broadcast, I referred to Robert Scoble as an ignominious scaramouche. This was an error, and I should like to apologize for any confusion. Scoble is, in point of fact, an outsized rectal wart. Research in Motion, makers of the once regarded Blackberry, is a company in the utmost peril, as communication devices such as the iPhone and a crush of Android and Windows phone offerings eat away at what was once a resplendently adorned buffet lunch of supreme market share. They have proven themselves unable to adapt to a landscape not just changing, but completely changed. Much blame for the continuing undoing of this once and never again titan can be laid at the feet of the leadership of the company, namely their dual CEOs, Jim Balsillie and Mike Lazaridis, whose internal chronometers appear firmly affixed to 2006 in those halcyon days of yore when things were still going well for them. But there has been much hue and cry for these staggering buffoons, these empty suits, these know-nothing clodpoles, to both resign leadership of the company they founded, grousing which has, until this week, been ignored. But fear not, fans of the steady march of antiquity. RIM now has but a single CEO. Former COO of the company, Thorsten Heinz, he of the most glorious bold cut you're likely to see on your life, has taken the reins. If you agree to this news with rousing applause, you are wrong to do so, and you must stop it. You must stop it now. Mr. Heinz does not reflect a bold new course for the beleaguered RIM, as we had all hoped. Rather, he seems very much more of the same, a man so in love with his supposed innovations of RIM that he sees them as being on the correct course. His promotion is not so much a case of arranging the deck chairs on the Titanic as it is the captain of that fine vessel pointing at the iceberg, mercilessly ripping it apart, offering a stiff thumbs up and squealing, "Well done!" Mr. Heinz is a man who thinks that declining market share and plummeting consumer interest is a good thing, representing a course which must not be deviated from. As to the problem he perceives facing the tattered corpse of an innovator, he somehow managed, without flumping into a fit of laughter, to claim that RIM simply innovates too much. Yes, Mr. Heinz, and the endless arthritic pains which besiege me are simply because I'm too young. For those of you holding out hope that RIM would be able to reshape themselves and survive, consider those hopes dashed. I recommend instead you acquire a tub of popcorn and eat it whilst watching the continuing calamity, which will surely only end when the front doors are locked for the very last. Almost every day, someone in the world does something so foolish or holds a position so untenable that I am honor bound to tear them apart for their indignity and bestow upon them the discomforting title, Featherhead of the Week. This week's Featherhead is Ed Bott, well-known pamphleteer of the electronic realm, who has roughly spilled much ink over a perceived injustice by Apple because of their recent release of iBooks Author, a stash of binary code which allows all who launch it to create high-quality iBooks for free. In Mr. Bott's view, Apple is being unfair by creating a tool which encourages wordsmiths such as himself to choose to spend their time creating their works for their own product rather than for a competing offering such as Amazon's. Let us weep for Mr. Bott, whose eyes must surely wax crimson in the face of such capitalistic endeavors. Oh, Mr. Bott, you place me in the unenviable position of agreeing with the pestilential Mr. Gruber, which I'm loath to do and avoid so whenever possible. But you are incorrect in your complaints of Apple, and your suggestion that they should somehow be the subject of an investigation by the venerable Department of Justice for building a computerized tool that supports only their interests. Should they be so examined for the fact that Xcode, the software through which iOS apps are created, doesn't also export for Android or Windows Phone? Should you be investigated because none of your missives highlight the inner workings of the Commodore 64? Of course not, sir. Such a suggestion is foolish, isn't it? Well, sir, so are you. Congratulations, Mr. Ed Bott, for being my Featherhead of the Week.
Now listen, all you prize fighters who don't want to meet defeat. Listen, all you prize fighters who don't want to meet defeat. Take a tip from me, lay off Joe Louis's beat.